So Ann Coulter said this about Bernie. Here we go. Let's listen to this.
What do you think about Bernie Sanders? If Bernie Sanders is for getting rid of low-skilled workers, so it's to ensure higher wages
and protecting the border, if he went back to his original position, which is the pro-blue-collar position, I mean, it totally makes sense with him. If he went back to that position, I'd vote for him. I might work for him. I don't care about the rest of the socialist stuff. Just, can we do something for ordinary Americans?
And that's what Ann Coulter's all about. Wow. Just doing something for ordinary Americans. Can we just do something for ordinary Americans?
What a great platform.
So, so this is from the Fox News article I got that video from. It says, she says, if he went, this is quoting her, she just said this, if he went back on his original position, which is the pro-blue collar position, I mean, it totally makes sense with him. She said, if he went back to that position, I'd vote for him. I might work for him. I don't care about the rest of the socialist stuff. Just can we do something for ordinary Americans? So she was apparently referencing Bernie Sanders' policy position from 2007, where he opposed an immigration reform bill that he feared would drive down wages for lower income workers. He co-authored a restrictive immigration amendment with Senator Chuck Grassley, a Republican from Iowa. The bill ultimately failed to pass the Senate. So that's one of the rubs on Bernie, that his immigration has been, so he doesn't understand, he doesn't recognize the unity of workers across borders, and that would be a problem for me anyway. So the thing is, we need to, I would like a politician who recognizes the unity of workers across borders, because that's how you do it. That's how you actually oppose the capitalists. And, like those strikes in Mexico, those auto plants, parts manufacturing, they went on strike, and they were supported by their brothers in the United States. So that's what's got to happen. So we can't have workers competing against each other as a race to the bottom, which is what we have right now. And unfortunately, that seemed to be the position Bernie Sanders he had before. And that's what she's referring to. What Bernie says now is what we need is comprehensive immigration reform. If you open the borders, my God, there's a lot of poverty in this world, and you're going to have people from all over the world. And I don't think that's something that we can do at this point. Can't do it. So that is not my position. So his position is not for open borders. So, you have to have, you have to have borders, and everyone has to control their immigration as much as they can, of course, right? But we also have to recognize the brotherhood of workers across borders. I think that's important. What do you think, Professor?
I absolutely agree. And wow, it'd be a crazy world if Ann Coulter, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ann Coulter. She's not anywhere close to my favorite comedian, but but that'd be crazy if she voted for Bernie Sanders.
That would be crazy. She's not obviously going to, because
right.
Bernie's not going to reverse his stance on immigration right now to go to a more regressive view of immigration.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a real risk on her part. But that was interesting to hear her say that. So that's her saying, hey, if he would just hate immigrants as much as me, I would vote for him. I don't care about all that. Go ahead, give health care to people. Let people go to college. Let people have a living wage. I don't give a shit. You want to do all that evil stuff, like give people a living wage and health care and education, fine. But as long as you hate the immigrants as much as I do. And now a lot of people would say, of course, she's not talking about everyone loves legal immigrants, Jim. That's what people say. But when people come to the border and they're in crisis, we don't know if they're actually seeking asylum or, by the way, if someone comes to the border, they're in crisis. Whether it's people go, well, you're just coming here for better jobs. That's an economic crisis. And what Bernie needs to talk more about, or I wish he would, and Tulsi too, and everyone else, is our policies that create these refugees that are coming to the United States, right? So it's our people don't talk about what we're doing to create these refugees, our drug war policies, our NAFTA policies, our all this. So again, it's global capitalism and our stupid imperialism that's creating lots of these problems. It was just like earlier, or was it in 2017? Whenever it happened, when Trump put the Muslim ban and people were going to airports to protest, right? Remember that? That was the way to show resistance. Well, why do you think there were so many Muslims coming to the United States as refugees? It's because Barack Obama had bombed them for 8 years straight. So people didn't give a shit that Barack Obama bombed them for 8 years straight, but they did get upset when Trump banned them at the airport. And of course, my joke was, did Trump have to bomb Muslim? I mean, does Obama have to bomb Muslims at the airport for the left to get upset? And apparently I was right. Apparently, yes, because they're only upset at Trump banning them, and they still haven't heard any condemnation of Peace Prize winner Barack Obama's drone program that killed 90% civilians. How are you a Peace Prize winner and have a kill list? That's kind of ironic. So there you go. Steph,
Jimmy,
you're a Mexican. Do you have anything to say about this?
Ay. Listen, Jimmy, one of the things that I was thinking, we saw a film years ago, and I forget what it was, but it was the idea and the concept that corporations can go anywhere. Corporations can go anywhere, and it's actually cheaper for a corporation to go to another country and exploit the people there
than to actually hire a slave.
Right.
That was proven by
They would pretend that they were I thought it was the
weathermen. What are they called? What do they call themselves? Those guys who pretend they're other.
Oh, the yes men.
The yes men.
Yeah,
that's it. The yes men. They're the ones who pointed out in very stark terms that capitalists actually exploit people worse than slavery used to. That when you have a slave and they get sick, you got to take care of them. Well, if you are a worker and you have someone who gets sick, you don't have to take. Fuck you. We get another one. It's actually worse than slavery, a lot of modern capitalism. And Steph's point about how capital can cross borders. Nobody has a restriction on capital, so corporations can cross any border they want, but workers can't. And so that's the whole thing. We need to emphasize we need a global union, workers' union. And lots of people have talked about it before, but it's definitely needed now.
Yeah, the oligarchs cooperate across borders. The corporations cooperate across borders.
Yeah.
Imagine if workers did.
You think they have some secret meetings or something, Ron?
Yeah, well, they're not secret. It's called every time Congress gets together, that's a meeting of the oligarchs. That's a meeting of their tools to set policy. And who is the policy helping? The oligarchs. It's not helping you or me.
I remember one year during a Politicon, the Yes Men were there, and they were having this event, and they were having tech problems. And what was going through my head was, oh shit, we're all gonna be in the middle of a Yes Men sketch. Like I thought they were. Turns out
They had tech problems.
it was actually tech problems.
Ha! Okay. They went to Politicon 2 years ago and pulled a big stunt about. Remember, they pretended that they were, and they had a real journalist with them, and they were a Democratic study group, and they figured out we did the study on what happened with Trump, and it turns out we gotta give Medicare for all the people, and we got it.
Yes.
Remember that? And people are like, "What? What's going on?"
Well, also the whole idea that I think in the state of California, it costs $70,000 to incarcerate $70,000 to incarcerate one person
For a year.
You don't think that money could be better served elsewhere?
You could send them to college for $13,000 a year at a state college in California. You send them to college for $13,000, or you can send them to prison for $70,000. My whole thing is, if you're going to send somebody to prison for $70,000 a year, when you go, hey, here's $50,000 if you don't commit any more crimes, and then we're saving $20,000 right there. We'll give you $50,000 a year. Don't commit any more crimes. I bet you get rid of crime that way and save money. Andrew Yang's all for the UBI. That's a UBI, baby. That's a UBI. You just give it to him every week. Give him $1,000 every week instead of $1,000 every month. Next live Jimmy Dore show is June 5th. That's a Wednesday at Hermosa Beach Comedy Club in Hermosa Beach, California. Go to jimmydoorecomedy.com for a link for all tickets. We might be coming to your town. And if you love the show, please become a patron. Please support the show. We give you hours of bonus material every week. And please click that bell and make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are already subscribed, they unsubscribe people every day. Just check. Thanks for your support.